Okay, so getting ready to level a new toon. Um, the race really doesn't matter um, unless you're going to be min-maxing at some point. For me, this is just going to be an alt toon, so I'm going more for aesthetics than anything. So, we've got our regular Dragonborn. We've got our human. Metallic Dragonborn actually gets 3% more healing and 3% more, uh, 3% higher on uh, hit points. Down a little bit on the healing, but you get more hit points. Half orc, crit severity is higher. Um, you gain a bonus to movement speed. Um, Asimir, power, outgoing healing, defense, maximum hit points, 2 to any stat, and it grants all party members that are nearby a 2% increase to maximum hit points. But this doesn't stack if you've got multiple uh, Asimir in there in your party. Gith, you have Wood Elf, Moon Elf, Sun Elf, Dwarf, Halfling, Half Elf. Each of them have their own special things. Tiefling, Drow, and then Menzoberranzan and Renegade, which these two have a similar power. This one has Dark Fire, and then this one has Fairy Fire. And those will actually stack if you have a Drow and a Renegade in the same party. Oh, but today we're just going to go with, hmm, let's see. We're going to go with a moon elf, and we're going to go with a male moon elf. Nothing against the females, you know. The in all honesty, these are the worst looking females, or the dragonborn race. It's just very unwieldy. Um, the half orcs, Asimir, Gith. The Gith are just an ugly race. I mean, wood elves, dwarfs. She's actually I actually like her. I think I'm gonna make a dwarf paladin. Um, halfling, half elf, tiefling, you know, drow. And the drow society is a very matriarchal society. So women are held in higher regard. We're going to go with moon elf though. We're going to make him a male, and we'll hit continue. We're going to make, you can do cleric, barbarian, warlock, rogue, fighter, bard. One of my favorites, paladin, ranger. But we're going to do wizard. Um, this gives, down here at the bottom, gives you a little tip on what these do. Some of the easiest classes to play are the rogue, the barbarian, and the ranger. Those are 3 easy DPS classes. The barbarian has the sentinel path, which is harder with the tank loadout. Warlock is a little more complicated, as is cleric. Cleric does DPS heal. Warlock does DPS heal. Bard does DPS heal. These 3 classes are a lot more complicated. Paladin and fighter. Uh, Fighter's probably got the hardest learning curve as far as tanking. Paladin is probably the easiest to learn how to tank. And then once you have the Paladin, you'll have once you have the Paladin there, you'll be able to and learn healing and tanking. You kind of get, you know, a well-rounded character. But like I said, I'm short on wizards. I'm going to make another wizard. So we're going to choose wizard. You can either choose intelligence and dexterity or intelligence and charisma. And while you do need the forte and the recharge speed, intelligence is your primary stat. That's why you only get a choice of it. Control bonus, magical damage boost. This here will give you crit speed and movement speed. Movement speed is very handy whenever you're trying to get away from things, especially as a wizard, because yeah, wizards are kind of they're kind of easy targets. But this is probably the easiest uh, magical class to learn, and it does right now it does some of the best damage. So we're going to look at these. These are the presets. You can just choose one of these and go on if you want. You don't have to use this. Myself, I like to customize. So if you want to zoom in on your character, first off, we'll go in and we're going to look at the faces. You've got young faces. Turn him a little bit. Then you've got rough looking faces. And then you've got aged ones. These are kind of the older faces. We're kind of probably going to go with this one. But as far as skin color, you can change the skin color. Why it's only showing one shade or various shades of it, I don't know. Hair, there's a multitude of hairstyles. You can have the swept to the right, swept to the left, dreads, thick dreads, long, tied back, medium parted center. You can be bald if you want. Looks like a damn Romulan there. Receding hairline, looks like a Vulcan. More dreads, matted and tied. A ponytail with strands. A warrior look. Ponytail to the side. The pompadour. Short parted. Top knot. The mohawk. Mohawk short. Thin shaved. Shaved thick. Shaved stripe. For the mini mohawk. Short wavy. Slicked back. Parted. Messy. Layered. Shaggy. Styled. Undercut. Long braids. Short flared. Short braids. Short mohawk. Short styled. And then wavy. We're actually going to go with long braids, and we're going to change the color of the hair. We don't want it to be so much gray. I don't think. Well, look. Yeah, because it's just too much blonde looking. I can't see a considerable difference. We'll just make it brown. Eyes, you got no pupils, kind of standoutish. You've got tiny pupils, small pupils, medium pupils, large pupils, giant pupils, or you can choose to be blind. Blind in one eye, blind in the other eye. Hmm. Oh, these are blind left, tiny pupil. Right, hurt in both of them, hurt in one of them, hurt in the other one. We're just going to do uh, that, and we're going to go with a brighter green. Eyebrows, oh, let's just take a look here. Make the eyebrows match the hair. And we really don't want them bushy, but we do want them thick. We'll go with thick. Right there. Yeah, yeah, right there. Yeah. That makes him look too angry. Facial hair. As an elf, you don't get facial hair. Tattoos. You can get a variety of tattoos. Um, get Thayan tattoos. Fading, the melting, the rotting, thunder beast, tree ghost, or you can just kind of get a dirty look or a two-faced look. Uh, Myself, depending on the character, I will sometimes take tattoos. I don't want him to have freckles either. I just want him to have nothing. You can do scars on your cheek, your eyes, nose, or you can just do none. We're going to do none. Facial scaling, well, to be honest, I'd like to be able to trim the ears back a little bit, but I don't think it can. But you can change the lip fullness. Um, you can make the lips more full. You can make them less full. You can adjust the jaw width. You know, you can adjust the jaw height. Give him one of those no chins. You can adjust the nose, the nostrils, the brow height. And we'll leave it right about there. Eye spacing, eye size. It's it's not bad. This is the toned look. We'll go roll back out. Toned. You've also got a heavy look and an elven slim. We're going to go with slim. And we're going to do some body scaling. Um, One, we want him to kind of be tall. So we're going to increase his feet thickness and his feet size and his leg size. But we want him to have slender hands, arms not to be as bulky. Take his arm length down just a little bit. We'll take his waist down, waist depth. So we want him to be more slender. Shoulder width, maybe take it in a little bit. And, you know, the chest width, or chest width, take it in. So I want him to be kind of gangly. And there he is. Put the armor back on him. Now you get to pick where you're from. The North Dark, of course, you've got the escaped prisoner. These don't have any effect on your character at all. These are just aesthetics. But you can be from Luskin. This here is you can be an ex-gang member or a Luskin bounty hunter. Neverwinter, of course, is where we're at. Seeker of knowledge, defender of the faith, clever opportunist. You can be from Waterdeep, you know, impoverished noble. You could be from the Moonshay Isles. A lot of druidic folk. Am is might be recognizable from the Baldur's Gate series. And of course, you can be from Baldur's Gate. You got a couple of different things there. The Dragon Coast. You can be a plucky pirate. Cormare. Cormare is a old kingdom. Dalelands. Dalelands is where Elminster comes from. The Grey Veil. You know, this is Heroic Scion, Savage Youth, Wood Hunter. I cannot pronounce this. Lurar. I guess the Harpers kind of hold up that way. This is a broken land. Then you've got Mithranor, the most ancient kingdom of the Forgotten Realms. You know, you're a protector of the wild, majestic forest, military tradition. We're going to be one of the descendants of the Cornels, or Coronals. And then, oh, let's see. You can get a deity affiliation. There's different ones from the Forgotten Realms on here. Not all the gods of the Forgotten Realms are on here. It's a limited list. There's not really any that are particularly evil. Mask is a trickster, but wouldn't say he's evil. You don't have Shara on here, which is Solane's sister. We're going to pick Mystra because Mystra is the mother of magic. And then now we come down to if you want to put a biography in here, you can go ahead and type it in and it'll save it in your character sheet. Or we can just do this and put in the name that we're going to call this character. And if you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, not Ravensclaw. Let's do. And then we're going to get right into we'll get to see the first movie.
You there! Come over here!
Well, and as you can see, I've gotten some rewards here. I'm going to, if you've never played before, I'll turn the sound down about, one more, no, up one. Yeah, right there. Let me turn the, okay. If you've never played this game before and you're making a toon for the first time here, you won't get anything like the titles here, but those are things I had left over. But you're going to get this box that's going to have the Neverember's Recruit Reward. And you're going to be able to open this box all the way to level 20. We open the first one. See, we get these 2 incentives. You can use these as incentives in a Protector's Enclave to buy some stuff to help you during adventuring. Right now, we don't have but 1 bag. That's all the inventory space we have. And, but we cannot claim that yet. But this is your inventory. You can sort out your inventory this way, looking for specific things, or you can type in text and sort it that way. Just to clear it off, do that. This is where all your currency will go, right? Neverember incentives here. You can see that I've got 30 copper pieces. I do have some Zen. This is where all the currencies that you will have will collect. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit more. Okay. Now, back to inventory. This is where keys will pop up and useful items. Keys may be like skeleton keys to open dungeon chests. They may be various specific keys to open up specific dungeon quests. Like Lair of the Mad Dragon, you need a Plague Touch key. The Imperial Citadel, you need an Imperial key. The Defense of the Moon Dancer, you need an Astral key, and so on. This here is where your crafting materials will go, is into this right here. You will have your materials, and then you will have your crafting tools. That's your toolbox. Anytime you get vanity pets, you'll have them populate here. You can have a vanity pet out following you around. They give them in events and, special things periodically, special rewards. And then down here you'll have fashion. You'll notice that fashion is a limited amount of stuff. To use your fashion, you need to go to appearance, and you need to go to fashion, and you can put it on here. As you can see, we've got nothing as far as fashion. It also gives you the opportunity, you can get dye packs. It gives you these dye packs for free, but these you have to either buy or acquire in game. This is the gear that I'm wearing. I have shirt, pants, and I have some stitched shoes. You can override the gear and have it be something else. The stuff in your fashion slots will go into your fashion item slots, and you can you can't see how many you have, but This is your character sheet. This is your total item level at the moment. This is how much damage you do. And that's your hit points. This will be where you increase your ability scores as you go. As you can see, each ability score gives you something more to your bonuses. Then you have, these will be your powers. Now the goal is whenever you get to the level 20 and you're, you know, looking at whatever you're doing, you know, in game or whatever, you want to try and get these all into the green. Sometimes you can get 1, 2, or 3 of them. Sometimes you can get 4 or 5, but you really have to kind of min max your stuff for that. When you're leveling, don't worry about this. Don't worry about the item level. Just go through, enjoy the leveling area, and have fun. This is where, if you get any enchantments, you can put these in. These will bolster your numbers over here. It'll increase your total item level and your damage and your hit points. And here you can have an artifact. You get another one at 20, another one at 15, and another one at 10. Or 10, 15, and 20, going up one. But different enchantments give you different boosts to skills. These are for overloads. The overloads are available in a variety of places, most notably in the Stronghold. A level 10 marketplace in a Stronghold has the best opportunity for some of your base ones, like the 10% dragon ones, which will give you either a ward or a slayer, which slayer's 10% increase to damage. Ward is a 10% increase or decrease, it's a damage reduction. We went over appearance, history. You can type in your history here. You can also change your titles. If you have a different title, that you get titles as you go through the game. These are your powers. You start off with just base powers, and once you get to level 11, you'll be able to choose a Paragon path, which is Arcanist or Thautomerge. Thautomerge. I cannot pronounce that word. Both of these are DPS paths. Both of these can do very good damage, but depending upon your build. As you get into campaigns, you will get boon points. Boon points will give you bonuses to things such as critical strike, power, critical avoidance, hit points. It'll increase damage against cultists, fiends, dinosaurs, and the dead. Give you a little boost to what currency you pick up. Be a speed boost. These are potions. A lot of the ones that you want to focus on are these up here. The advanced boons aren't bad. The increase in forte, stamina regen, outgoing healing if you're a healer, action point gain, recharge speed, and control bonus, incoming healing. These are where it really gets good. 10% chance when you heal or are healed for 10% of your maximum, and you are healed for 10% of your maximum hit points, you get a chance to apply a heal over time, add power, and increase your recharge speed. And these stack as they go up. If you're a healer, you get a chance to, you know, heal over time or increase maximum hit points. Different things give you different damages and stuff like that. We won't have any boons for a long time. These come from the adventure campaigns and the legacy campaigns and the live campaigns. Stronghold boons. If you join a guild, you'll be able to put boons in service here, like foot speed, the treasure hunter boon, the mount speed. Not every guild has all of these. You have to have certain structures. You can only have 4 boon structures. So you kind of have to work with what you've got. If you decide to do PvP, PvP is pretty much dead, but there it is. Now, companions, as you see, we don't have a companion. This is where your companion would go, and then you would be able to pick powers that would augment your and your companion's powers, and then augment yours. This is another enchantment that will give you bonuses from your companion to you, and this is where you would put companion gear. This would be your mount page. I have no mounts on this toon as of yet, so I cannot put any mounts on it. This would be the appearance. The appearance of your mount is completely cosmetic. The powers of the mounts are what's different, but the goal here is to eventually get you 10 mythic companions and 10 mythic mounts. That'll give you your highest bolster. As you see, I don't have a bolster, and that's something to work toward over time. This will give you a combat power that you can use to attack with. This will give you a boost to your skills over here. This is just the speed. You can either do a trot, and then you can do a gallop. There's only 2 speeds, fast and slow, and mine's always on gallop. Eventually you'll be able to pick up collars for your mounts, and you'll be able to put 5 of them in a stable, and anytime you get an insignia, hold on to it, because you'll want to try and get these powers. Mythic 4-slot mounts are the top of the ladder at the moment. If you put four insignias in them, they give you a really big boost. A lot of the mounts you're going to find are going to be either common mounts, green mounts, and epic mounts. The legendaries are fairly easy to come by now, as are probably the mythic 3-slot mounts. The mythic 4-slot mounts, as I said, are something new. And this will give you can pull up and see whenever you receive damage, explode in a 15-foot radius, dealing 200 magnitude damage to foes, can only trigger every 10 seconds. These are just all kinds of the bonuses. You lose 1,500 of your defensive skills, but you gain offensive skills. There's also one of these that does the opposite. You lose offensive skills and gain defensive skills. Here it is, Protector's Covenant. These are very good for, the Protector's Covenant's very good for tanks. The Mentor's Covenant and the Executioner's Covenant, very good for DPS. Then whenever you look here, you know, you've got Enchanter's Hex, you know, Lionheart's Perseverance. The Warlord's Motivation is something a lot of people like, especially if they have a striker companion or an active companion that can do damage. This will give them the ability to do 12% more damage while you're out. Whenever you use an artifact power, your cooldowns, Artificer's Enticement, and these will be things that you'll look at on down the road. And I think that is pretty much it at the moment. These little things, that brings up your character sheet. This brings up the notification or home screen where you can see different little notes about what's going on or what's currently going on. This right here gives you the calendar. This will tell you when Stronghold Marauders starts for guild members. This will tell you right now what's going on currently. It's Double Seals, Dungeon Delver's Delight, and if you right click on these, you can view the event details. Neverember's Recruitment, this is something that's going on. That's what we're working on now. And this is how you keep track with what's coming. Then you can look at here, this will tell you other things that are coming up, and if you have any event reminders. But as you can see, it changes week to week, month to month. There'll be something different always going on. This would be the queues. I'm a level 1. I have not finished the tutorial, so I cannot get into the queues. Whenever they become available, I suggest you start queuing for what you can, which will typically, until you reach level 20, will be 1 skirmish. That'll be the Illusionist Gambit. This here is the leaderboard and the standings for the PvP that is no longer in any way, shape, or form viable. This would be the Zen exchange, where you can either buy Zen or you can sell Zen, and you can also look at listings. And he's a level 1, so I can't really look at this. The going price is 750 Astral Diamonds for 1 Zen.
Do you have Astral Diamonds to trade?
This is the Wondrous Bazaar. You can use your Astral Diamonds to buy a variety of things. Coal motes, character loadouts, appearance library. If you fill up your appearance library, rename. Cubes of augmentation, I don't think are very handy anymore. We haven't had an artifact set in a long time. You can pick up a companion, some teleport scrolls, which I do not recommend doing, glyphs of potency, and then these are the ones that you'll probably really want to look at. You can buy 5 of these skeleton keys a day, and you have greater demonic keys, which are useful in 2 skirmishes, a trial, and a dungeon. And then you have some equipable items like mounts and stuff like that. Most of this stuff, like the gear, they're cosmetics. You can preview them if you want, see what they look like. These are things for your stronghold, and then this will give you your class Lost Horde weapons. They're not very good. Don't buy them unless you want them for cosmetics. And then if you do, you can probably get them elsewhere. These are all transmutes or cosmetics. The only companion that I have ever, or horse that I've ever gotten from here, all these drop from somewhere else, but occasionally I do buy a cat for my tank if I'm leveling a new tank. These are bard only packs, so if you're not playing a bard, don't buy them. The next one is the Zen Market. As you look down through here, you can see what's on sale. You can see what's featured. You know, Blazing Soul pack, Head Start pack for some of the things, some dye bottles. These are cheaper elsewhere. And of course, I've got, you know, some Visage, and I bought these last Halloween because I wanted them. And then you can get, oh, there's the Legends of Neverwinter bundle. You have a chance to get this. Actually, that may not be a chance. That may be the actual pack that gives you. You will But the problem is it grants you one of the following, and the mythic ones are random. The other one's a choice pack, the other one's a random pack for the mythic. Event stuff, like any events that are going on, you can pick up stuff there. This is VIP. VIP is a luxury of life purchase, which anybody who plays this game for any amount of time, if you think about getting VIP, it would be well worth it. Whenever you look at VIP rank 12, these are the things that it gives you if you just buy 1 month, and these stack. If you buy 1 month, you get one reward reroll token for a dungeon and one enchanted key per day. The enchanted keys open up the chests that drop, which sometimes have some very good items in it. This is the character rewards. So you get that. But then you get access to the Moonstone Mask VIP area, access to your professions workshop. You get a 15% bonus on Astral Diamonds, on runs, skirmishes, and PvP. 10% bonus glory and XP for most professions. And you can travel, summon a signpost to travel anywhere. That's why I said don't buy the one things. And each one of these will give you everything previously, and they stack. If you buy 12 months of 1 month, eventually it will give you 12 months. If you buy 2 6 months, it'll give you 12 months VIP, or rank 12 VIP. You can teleport to the Moonstone Mask at will, and you receive 5 healing potions based on your level. That's out of this little pack. This was the key. I've already claimed it for the day. 3, you would get all of that, plus it adds 1% maximum hit points to every member of your group. An extra reroll token. You no longer need to be at a campfire or altar to invoke. Right now, if you want to invoke to be able to get little bonuses per day, and I cannot show you because I'm locked out of it at the moment. And you get an extra 10% to Astral Diamonds and additional reward items from invoking. So this would be a big plus. Rank 6, another reroll, and you're able to summon a mailbox. You can summon Seal Trader, so you can trade in some of that pesky currency that will show up there. And you now become immune to injuries. Now, before, you had to have injury kits. If you hit rank 7 as a VIP, you can run through a trap and not take any injury to your person. No auction house posting fees. That comes in very handy. And the Wondrous Bazaar, that's where I was showing you where you buy stuff with Astral Diamonds, is reduced. The cost is reduced by 5%. And restoring workshop morale costs 5% less. We'll get into workshop morale in a later video. Wondrous Bazaar, 10% total off. Workshop morale, 10%. And now you can summon a profession vendor, which is really handy if you need to clear out inventory space in a dungeon. And you can just pull them up and sell off what you want out of your inventory. 15% off, 15% off, 20% off total. Now here comes the creme de la creme. The 12 month, you can summon a banking portal that allows you to get into your personal bank or your shared bank and get things out of it. Wondrous Bazaar, 25% reduced. Morale, 25% reduced. And see here, it will not let me do any of that because I've not completed the tutorial. This here will take you into the collections. As you go along, you'll collect points. This is more a bragging thing than anything, completing out all your points here. It really does nothing to boost your character. But if you're looking for a particular artifact or something, or you're trying to figure out where a particular companion comes from, you can hit Control J or just go up here to this little box, and that'll bring this up, and you can find stuff that, and you can find out where they come from. Walthian lockbox. This one comes out of the Atramentus lockbox. This one comes out of the Planar Panic. Miniature Giant lockbox. Leaping Flame lockbox. And it's got them on each of these. It'll even have special companions like the Elminster, the Makos, the Linu, and the Jiraxi. These are the 4 that are in that pack right now. And then you can look up events. There's a lot of past events in here they don't do anymore. We're hoping some of these come back. These will show you the various different areas and their gear. If you're looking to try and find something, these are old campaigns, legacy campaigns, and now adventure campaigns. To figure out what your adventures or what you have to do, hit J. This will bring up your journal. This will have your quests on the first page. If you click this tab, it'll tell you what achievements you have. If you click over to lore, as you collect lore, it'll go into this section. And then eventually, right now, as you see, I've got 6 leveling areas to go through. And these are the minimum item level for each area. And then here you can see the current battle pass, which is Volcanic Visions, and you can see past events. These are all the prior battle passes. What it does not show here is there's a whole section of playthrough storyline campaigns, adventure campaigns as I call them, that you can do that are straight playthrough once. You get some boons, you get some astral diamonds, you get to follow a pretty cool story with the majority of them, and it's just a lot of fun. I would suggest after finishing the Whispering Caverns to start down the list and finish everything else on this page, with the exception of the Scaleblight Summit, which you would want to start over here whenever you can see your campaigns. Start it with the Dragonbone Veil because they can finish simultaneously. And anytime you want to view a campaign, you just click on it as such. You can see today I need to do a random dungeon or random trial. See, I've actually got I've got to defeat a boss in that would be the commanders in Mount Hope now. And then I've got to do a trial or a skirmish, and I've got to do a random or advanced random dungeon or random advanced dungeon. As you can see, I've completed that part. This one here starts the week after next, the 15th, 12 days. This one will start, and each one of these had different things. Zone Lockdown, Heroics. The next one will be certain quests, random dungeons, and you get rewards like keys. These are the free tracks, Legendary Insignia Pack, Greater Bag of Holding. You know, you get some upgrade stuff. If you buy the premium track, you can get different things out of these. This one, of course, is over, as is this one. Well, this one's not completely over. It'll be over on the 15th when this one starts, and then you won't be able to make any more progress unless you bought it out the the premium track on the battle pass. And then of course the bonus rewards, I still have to pick those up on one of my other toons. The next thing would be the auction house, or the workshop. I'm sorry, the workshop. We cannot look at the workshop yet because we don't have a workshop. You get that at level 8. This here would be your social tab. As you can see, I've got a couple of friends on. I got a whole big, huge rundown of friends list. I've got one person ignored, and there is a reason for that. To ignore somebody, you can just right click on their name and hit ignore player. If they're being particularly offensive, you can report them. And if they're just spamming constantly over and over and over again, you can do that. Right clicking on their name will also allow them to give you to send them a private message. You could add them as a friend. If you are friends, you could invite them to the queue group, or you can invite them to a party. I'm not in an area where I can invite to a party. You can also inspect them. Like, let's just look here, and we'll just inspect. And you can see 72,000 item level, maximum hit points. If you were in the same instance, you could see the rest of these numbers and bonuses. But this is kind of like how your character sheet will end up. And a shout out to Bill21 for having his character be able to be examined. That's the social tab once again. Friends, ignored. This will show people looking for a party. You can find parties. You can allow party requests, allow people to, send you party requests to join your party. This is your loot mode, like need or greed and what threshold it would be at. And like my loot threshold is uncommon, so it's green. Anything under that, anybody can loot it. Or this is your party, disregard. This is your party. This is where you find a party. So you've got these people that are willing to party up in different areas, looking for someone to run with. This will allow you to find people, like if you know their handle, like right here. I'm just going to use him as an example. We find Bill21, who is in Les Husnatons, I think. And then you can just do this, and you can find a guild. Guilds come in a variety of shapes and sizes from level 0 up to level 20. Level 21s are typically at the top end. Here you see Infernal Paragons. It'll show you who all is on that can recruit, and it'll show you their particular ranks. It'll give you some information about when they're on, what kind of gaming they do, if there's any restrictions, and that's pretty much it for it. Let's see if we can find another one. Sentinels of the Sword Coast Adventurers Guild. Interesting. That's there's also let's see here, we'll search again. The Sword Coast Adventurers. You see there's one person on, and they're an exalted member. Not every guild has the same membership levels. And you can find guilds this way, and here they say, welcomes any and all persons. We are happy to have anyone who plays. Send a request to any member for an invite. Tags, no worries about gender. It's casual, family friendly, mostly English. Player versus environment, that's PvE. Normal difficulties, grinds. Fun gamers, mature. MMO players, newbies, knowledgeable, social, female, male, human, dragonborn, any race. We welcome everybody. And I say that because I'm actually the guild leader in that guild. I am also a co-guild leader in this guild. Oh, hold on. Maybe it'll shut. Maybe it won't. Let's just do brigade. It's Fool's Brigade. Oh, I spelled brigade wrong. And we'll just do this right here. And we'll search again. And we'll search again. And I'm having trouble finding it. But there's most always somebody on in there that can recruit. Fool's Brigade does have a little stricter recruiting policy. Once you join a guild, you'll be able to look at this. This will be your base news. Things will show down through here. It will show you what your stronghold is. It'll show what's working, what is being worked on for upgrade and other things. It'll show you if there's any events scheduled. Events are open to all levels. The roster, it'll show you who's a member, how many members you have. A good active guild should have good active members. A lot of guilds, unfortunately, have players that have not been logged on in 2, 3, 10 years. This will be where you find your guild information and a lot of times your Discord, if your guild has one. We do have several Discords. None of them are required. These are your guild settings that are set by your guild leader. And if you're a part of an alliance, this will show you all the alliances that are in all the guilds that are in your alliance and who's on, what they're working on, and stuff like that. This, the illustrious mailbox. Oh, look there, new wizard. I've got mail. But as you can see, you can send yourself stuff. This is all stuff I've mailed myself to pick up. This is how you send mail. You just go over and compose. And you have to know your friend's handle. If you don't know their handle, you can't send them anything. This right here is the auction house. You can search for equipment. You know, this is your main equipment, like what goes in here. You know, this is your neck pieces. You know, your shirts, your rings, stuff like that. Your weapons. And you get down to enhancements. This is stuff that goes on this page. Your artifacts, your enchants, and stuff to upgrade them. Profession stuff, if you are doing a workshop, this would give you profession stuff that would show you, like this is stuff left over from the Summerfest. If people are selling professions packs, stuff for each one, useful stuff for each profession, as well as tools. You can look, and if you need a tool, you can go on here. If you can't craft it, somebody might do it. I do not ever suggest buying anything that says worn. There is a box in your workshop that will give you any tool that you need, and we'll cover that later. Fashion, this will just give you any and all fashion that goes in your cosmetic slots. Consumables, armor reinforcement kits, lock boxes, novelty items, dye, potions, skill kits. This will allow you to look at the price of bags. As you can see, that's a bag of holding. It's a 72 slot one. Dragon Cult Pack. Interesting. Haven't seen that in a while. That's a 20 slot bag. That would be a talking piece. And, you know, you can see that there's 49 of these up at various prices, mostly around the same range. Then you get a few that are a whole lot higher, 42 slots instead of a 72 slot. You've got to be careful when looking at these, because if you look here, this is a 72 slot bag. If you hover over it, it'll tell you that. Be careful, because that's a 60 slot bag. They are both mythic bags, but they have a distinct appearance difference. And you'll notice 200 and some thousand for a 60 slot bag, or you can come back here and get 124,000 a 72 slot bag. Mounts, you can find mounts here. You can find companions here, mount collars. You can find mount collars here, and they range from the regular up through to the purples and the legendaries and mythics. Companions, you can search for companion equipment. There may still be a little bit of it. There's not as much of this now as there used to be. This is all older stuff that drops. As you can see, a 420 item level. We're up to 2200 item level now on this. That's why this gear is so cheap. But starting out, you won't have a whole lot. And if you want to buy a couple of cheap pieces, you could. I don't recommend it. You will get some as you're going. You'll notice that some of the more expensive pieces, these are the molten ones that are coming out of Mount Hope now. They are well up into the millions. This is stronghold stuff, decorations and things like that. Before you ever buy any of these for your stronghold, make sure that your stronghold's not maxed out on things. These are vouchers. These are things that people are selling, like profession supplies, surplus equipment. There'll be some dark, some fey, and some frozen treasures in here, astral diamonds. These vouchers can be donated to your mimic in the stronghold, which we'll go over later, which will allow you to gain guild marks, which you can buy those overloads that go in these slots, like I was saying earlier. You can also buy food, which will buff you. But before you ever buy any decorations, make sure your guild is not full on all of them. These are everything that is all miscellaneous. There is a lot of junk down in here. This is literally just stuff that people pick up off the ground. This stuff gets sold. This is actually some of some of the old master crafting, I believe. Fiend remains. These are for the Avernus weapons. Black ice that comes out of this is obsolete. A lot of things that end up down here might be obsolete. These ancient dark enchantments are obsolete. Do not buy any of these. They're not worth it. Mushroom droplets. Now those are the current masterwork. If you're going to do masterwork or have somebody craft for masterwork, you may need to come here and buy from some of these people that are posting master crafting supplies. But as you can see, a variety of stuff. A lot of it junk. This is where you would sell stuff. Like if I wanted to, I don't think I've got anything in my inventory, and I can't put that there anyway because that can't be sold. But you could drag it to right here, and then you would put in, like, if you want a starting bid, like 100 astral diamonds, but then you're willing to sell it for 150 astral diamonds. This would be where your posting fee is, and this would be the cut that they're going to take. They're always going to take 10% of your diamonds. And this will show you anything that you have up as far as if you're bidding on something. This will show you what you're trying to sell. This will show you what you're trying to buy. The next thing, of course, is your journal. We've already went over the journal there. And then anytime you need to get back here, this will allow you to rearrange your heads-up display. And that will allow you to move these things anywhere you want them on the screen. The next thing is options, like overall music volume, voice chat. We are going to disable because we do not use the in-game voice chat, so we're going to apply that. The display, I have it's set up prior to me coming in here. I'm not going to mess with this. As you can see, very high, max, shadows, reflection quality. You know, I've got everything ran up as high as I can get it. Advanced stuff, reduced file streaming, software cursor, bloom intensity, no limit on the frame rate, you know, different little things here. And then you get to your interface. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is my user interface. Right now, we're going to load any keybinds. And I don't think these are keys that you can bind for certain things. These are things like your inventories tagged to I. You can do that. The movement, W makes you walk, the S makes you walk backwards, move left or right, the space to jump. And these are your primary keybinds, and these are your secondary keybinds. So I'm going to go ahead and load my keybinds, and you'll notice that my keybind 1, click OK. I can still do that, but that's without my W key. That is just using my mouse. Handy little thing. We'll go back to options. We talked about advanced. Now we're going to talk about interface. This is the general interface. The scale of it, you know, confirmation messages, just basic stuff. If you want to change something there, you can. This will show players titles with names, show players damage floaters. I want that off. I don't care about that. Show companion floaters. Don't care about that. Want that off. Now the interesting thing about that is I'm showing you that I'm turning it off here, but I don't like the stuff floating up. A lot of people like to see the numbers floating. It destroys my thing. Show enemy name. You can hover over them. Guild name, always on. Show guild life. Third party name. Your companions, other players. You can go down and do all kinds of settings with this. Another thing is the chat. If you are an adult, see, I like to see how there's nothing here? These are very important. Turn that on. See, now you have the month and the day. Turn timestamp on. That gives you the timestamp. Show channel names. You want the channel names up here. Sticky channels. Show system message types. I typically do turn that off. Show account names. See how this account name is showing, but whenever this person was talking, you could not see it. You want to turn on show the account names. you're better off learning the account name instead of the individual character. I have 44 characters on this account. Most people can't keep up with my names, but they can keep up with my handle. And see, this also helps if somebody is harassing you or something and you are in a guild and you want to report them or something has happened. It's easier to let us know what has happened as guild leaders or alliance leaders to know, hey, this is the character name, but this is their handle. And, if it's something simple, conflict resolution, stuff like that. Profanity filter is on. I will turn that off. You, if you are under the age of 18, do not turn that filter off because you will unfortunately hear there will be a lot of stuff that is not appropriate. Now here I'm going to go and I'm going to click load UI. Now see how mine changed? I've got all kinds of stuff here. I've got all kinds of channels. To change the channels, you just click default, social. This will be your log, which will show you certain things. Your tails, this is people that will tell you stuff. And in all actuality, I need to turn off all of this because these channels, the only thing that should be in these channels are the tails. And that's how you do this. You go in and you can change, and you can even change the tag name on that channel. You can also create custom channels. Here you see all people. This is like an all people channel. There are 5,179 players in this channel. Do all of them use it? Maybe, maybe not. Most of us have it on. There's 143, 42, 43 people in it at the moment. Each one of these you can go down and adjust and change the colors so they're not all the same on default. Just about everything but combat's on, or the neighborhood notify, the NPCs, the rewards. And as you can see, I've got different colors for different things. Guild officer is different than guild chat. Alliance is different than, just little different things. You can add new chat tabs. If you want to add a new chat tab, you just add one there, and it'll bring you down the default stuff from whatever tab you were on there. I'm going to delete that because we don't need it. Parties should be limited to pretty much the queue group, the raid group, and people talking to you, as well as party, because everything else can be a disturbance while you're in there. That's if you're doing stuff. You can also create your own chat channel, and you can go right here and look at your chat options. We'll turn the profanity filter off, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to load my UI again and see if that did turn my profanity filter. I don't want the profanity filter on because I'm an old man and it doesn't bother me. Okay, off. Okay, and then that's your chat. You've got different ones that you can go across and see. I normally keep it on social depending on where I'm at. That's how you get to that page to look at your chat channels. To send somebody a tell, you would send it like this. and then put their username and their character's name and username on there, like you would type out all of this, which can get kind of wieldy whenever you do that. To change channels, you can go right here and go to set channel and set the channel that you want to talk to, assemble. If you want to go to pro player, if you want to go to zone, there you are. And that'll allow you to change it. Or you can type out, say, it's just the local area, zone is the zone you're in, and all people's kind of considered it gives people the ability to keep track of everybody, I guess. I don't know. This is also where you can do some emotes, like, air guitar. If you want to be doing stuff like that. This right here is a hub where you can click on a big greenish thing that looks like that, and it'll lock you to that location. And once per hour, you can teleport back to it free of charge. Any more than that, it costs. This will pull up your world map. This will zoom you, the plus and the minus will zoom you in and out of your mini map. This will show you the game calendar. It's kind of a shortcut to it. And this right here will show you what instance you're on. You'll notice that currently there are 22 instances about. That means there's probably there's a couple missing, 21, 19, 17. So it kind of varies, but there is, and he's still playing air guitar. In the regular zones, you can switch instances if you have friends on, or, like Zone 3 is getting ready to collapse, Zone 6 is getting ready to collapse. If you've got friends that are in these zones, it'll show up here, and if you're in a guild, it'll also show a category for guild members. And that will allow you can click on it and then transfer to that instance. The reason why there's only one player in any of these instances is because this is the tutorial instance. Your time, right there on the mini map. It should correspond to the time that you have currently. That is Eastern Standard Time for me, or 1400 hours. You've got a quick inventory tab down here, and this is your main bar you're going to be worried about. This has your action points. When this is full, you can use a daily power. This is your tab key, where you, as a wizard, can slot an extra counter power, which is your Q, E, and R keys. These are 3 encounter powers here. You can slot a 4th one there. This one will give you spell mastery over certain powers. So if you go in, and I have no encounter powers at the moment, but if you look at spell mastery, it increases the target's damage taken by magical and projectile spells. That's if you slot that in this tab key. These right here are your at-wills, magic missile, and ray of frost. And these are your base skills. Right now, your shift key allows you to teleport. Oh, I must equip a weapon to teleport. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. And then you have these class features which give you bonuses to stuff. You can have 2 class features active. This will be where your feats come up, and these are just general skills that you have as a whatever race you pick. and whatever class you pick. And once you get to level 11, you'll get a whole new set of these, as you can see. And we cannot do any of that until then. This is your artifact. This is where I have my artifact slotted. Some people have their mount slotted here. You can change these around if you really want. My artifact will go here. My healing potions typically go here. A belt item goes here. That's something to assist you in combat. And then normally there's a buff or, you know, some other belt item that will give you a buff that can go right there. Or it can be just 3 sets of potions. Low level, you may have just 3 sets of potions. And once you get a mount, a 7th key will pop up here, and that's how you will mount and dismount, by hitting the key there. And that's pretty much it, going over everything there. If you are VIP, you can click that to access it. Right here, you can inspect yourself. View all status effects, set your loot mode, and your VIP benefits. You can also click right here to check out your buffs, debuffs, and long duration buffs, which I believe if you do this, it's the same thing. And that pretty much covers all I can tell you right now about this, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Linkletter.
You were in bad shape when we pulled you from the front line. I don't know how I feel about untested adventurers volunteering their aid in this fight, but my men need all the help they can get. That blasted Dracolich is tearing through our ranks. Protector's Enclave needs reinforcements. Fight your way to the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. If you see a particularly imposing tiefling, that's Makos. Do what you can to aid him. Before you go, make sure to arm yourself for the trials ahead.
Understood. So we're going to come over here and pick up our first set of gear. We're going to get a recovered talisman, a clear crystal orb, some fitted robes, and some potions of healing rank 1. We're going to take all that. The potions automatically equipped there. It's going to tell us to open our inventory, and you can do this several ways. You can drag it over and put it into the slot. You can double click to put it into the slot, or you can click equip. And there we go. Now it's going to change our mission. We need to use the at-will powers 5 times. We need to use our encounter power. There we are. See that shift? That was the tab. You can also do that by double clicking oh, it's not letting us do the tab at the moment. That'll be our we grabbed the dummy and held it up in the air, and we're going to shove this dummy away from us. Those are our only 2 encounter powers at the moment. As we fight our way through here, see, this is the attack you saw in the beginning. We grab him up. Now, I'll show you magic missile, or ray of frost. That is ray of frost. It will freeze the person. It will do steady damage taking them down, but you can either hit it and let go, or you can hit it and hold it. If you hit it and hold it, it does more damage. This one here, like I said, yanks them up in the air. You can see them go on cooldown as we do this. That's magic missile. That's an all-time Dungeons and Dragons favorite. We'll tell him to go away. We're going to continue on through the woods, and This has kind of been a little bit of a long intro tutorial. These aren't the powers I use on my other wizards. Well, magical missile is, but I need to trade these two spots because I'm used to using my right mouse button for magic missile. See how he slows and he freezes? We'll shove that one out of the way. Now we're going to try and get through here without much other. And it leads you through along the walls. And there's several events that you get to come outside the walls. Yes, sir. You'll see over here, you can go exploring if you want. You can't get up on the walls, however. Can't get through there. I'm not even sure which gate that would be. But, look at that. Moonstone Mask. And there's the Hollow, or actually that's Castle Neverwinter. Oh.
It's time to put an end to this beast! We must find its soul before it rises again! Make haste!
Okay, we're going to make haste. Now we're up on the wall. And going over the gate that's what's behind it. This broken siege tower. Anytime you get to a campfire, go ahead and run through the campfire, especially if you're in a dungeon or a trial. Always run through the campfire. Most especially in the dungeon. Okay. Here he's going to try and keep her from raising that dragon that he knocked out of the air. There'll be more undead coming up. 28 seconds and Makos has this. I'm going to turn some of this off for the moment, because that will and there he blew them all away. So he's done that. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of Makos. You'll find out later on. Oh, look. That's what happens when you have combat advantage. Okay, so that's Makos. You saw him. He was the warlock at the gates. This would be Celeste. She was the cleric.
To keep the undead at bay.
I'll be honest,
The line here,
the
we treat the wounded.
the visual on her nose kind of looks a little
You
odd.
would do well to assist there. Seek out Sergeant Knox once you've crossed the bridge.
Seek out Sergeant Knox once you cross the bridge. Okay.
They're trouble! We must go to their aid!
He's going to be with you the rest of the way. And anybody that knows Rip Wilford, anytime you find a chest like that, you can open it up and see if there's treasure in it. Little tip, not every chest like that is actually a chest. If you can stand on it like that and it doesn't throw you off, it's safe to open without being too concerned. If it throws you off, that's because it's alive, and it's why I have trust issues. That's called a mimic. Oh, more behind me. Never turn your back to your party members, or always keep your back against the wall. And you can look around and always find little things that will, like that chest. There'll be skill nodes. I'll show you what skill nodes are later. Your first 5 gold that you make should buy you a stack of resource node kits. If you're a wizard, you won't need the arcane. You would get the dungeoneering, the nature, the religion, and the thieves kit. And as you see, watch whenever I move, the little blue bar right here, you'll watch it, that's your stamina bar. Let's see if I can, your stamina, that's how you move, sprint and stuff. As I sprint, as I do something like that, see how it goes down. Okay, see the little glowies? That'll always be right there. There, picked up some more potions and a precious black pearl, which I can sell. And if you look at the path right there, if you hit Alt, you can move your mouse around the screen. If you look at the path right there, it's leading you up here to this circle on the mini map. You can turn that off by hitting Z, but then you'll have a hard time finding your way around. My suggestion is always leave that on. Now, we're going to get another cutscene. That's Valendra. Okay, now we've got to fight this big guy, the Harbinger, sorry. My brain doesn't always function without coffee, and I'm probably 2 cups too short today. I mean, I've only had a pot of coffee today. Normally I've had some more coffee than that. As you can see, he's kind of a cakewalk. If you want to, there's the gate to the inside there. It's been barricaded. Valendra has fled. You look over here, That's the Sword Coast, and that's the sea. And we'll go back and talk to Makos. You all right?
I believe I'm in your debt.
Yes,
You
you
fight
are.
quite well. When you are ready, we should move on to protect his enclave.
And now we're going to move on to Protector's Enclave. So another title, um, and your first piece of lore. Protector's Enclave, the Jewel of the North. And there's Celeste and Makos. We'll talk to Makos
Protector's
here.
Enclave, adventurer. Celeste and I need to speak with Lord Neverember about Belinda's attack. You should meet Sergeant Knox in the Adventurers Guild nearby. I've sent word ahead that you're on your way. Oh, and thank you for your aid in battle. All of Neverwinter owes you a debt of gratitude.
And there is that.